Welcome to Let's Compare, the show where I take two objects or brands that you all love, hate, or in this case drink, and see how they stack up against one another. This is the alcohol edition, and today we truly got a great one lined up, a real David versus Goliath match where we compare the well-known with the mostly unknown. So which one is better, tequila or rakia? As were the rules in the previous video, all facts are subject to scrutiny, all thoughts are shared, and all opinions are just that, opinions. Except for mine, for I am an unmistakable god amongst men. At least that's what the voices inside my head keep telling me. Anyway, we will compare our two contenders in the following 9 categories. As always, the final judgment is mine, and if you agree or disagree, make sure to start an argument in the comment section below. But first, a quick history lesson. Tequila, or rather what would one day be tequila, was first produced in the 16th century near what would one day be the city of Tequila, which would not be established until 1666. Early tequila was most likely a fermented beverage made from the agave plant that was consumed in pre-Columbian central Mexico before Europeans arrived to ruin everyone's fun. Anyway, as eventually the Spanish conquistadors ran out of their own brandy, they began to distill agave to produce some of North America's first indigenous distilled spirit. And from here, it would only take a short 80 years for King Carlos IV of Spain to grant the local governor the first license to make commercial tequila. In the previous episode, we spoke about vodka. Now get ready to meet her evil, demented cousin, Rakia. It is not certain where the exact origins of Rakia come from. However, some consider it was first produced in the Balkans, thanks in part to the Middle Eastern influence during the time of the Ottoman Empire. There is evidence that the oldest Rakia distillation container comes from the town of for Fido's sake, I can't pronounce this. Anyway, the oldest distillation container was found here, in Bulgaria. Additionally, there is plenty of evidence to suggest that rakia was consumed in large quantities in Bulgaria by the 11th century. Does this mean Bulgaria invented rakia? Well, we don't really know, as at the time most Balkan nations and tribes had a habit of drinking similar hard liquors before going into battle. So, tequila will only be drunk as a last resort, but once you start you can't really stop, and rakia will numb your sense of self-preservation. That explains so many of my blackouts, come to think of it. Is any of this true or not? Well, I don't know, but hey, it includes war, death and alcohol, so who am I to argue with history, eh? Anyway, now that you're all caught up, let's start this little contest.
Say, Lloyd, it seems I'm temporarily late. How's my credit in this joint anyway?
Your credit's fine, Mr. Torrance.
That's swell.
So the average bottle of tequila will set you back around $30 to $50. As always, the price varies from country to country, and you can go up to spending $100 to $200 for a bottle of top shelf value. But let's be honest here, the end result is most likely going to be the same, no matter what kind of price tag is attached to your bottle. Meanwhile, a bottle of rakia will set you back around $40 to $60 on average, or $20 if you're willing to trust your neighbor Marian to make it for you. Also, unlike the hidden costs of lemon and salt that tequila has, rakia is more of a one-package type deal. Regardless of that fact though, tequila is more widely produced, which makes it somewhat more cheaper. So this round goes to tequila.
Okay, how about this one? It's made only from potatoes that look like famous people's faces. Maybe there's one of you.
Our friendship is over.
Okay, let's be honest here. Some of you have not even heard of rakia until today. If you go to your local shop, there is probably a whole section there meant for tequila, while rakia occupies an awkward position somewhere between vodka and industrial-grade floor cleaner. There is absolutely no comparison. Tequila is simply more liked. However, there is one stronghold that I think rakia will most likely always maintain. Yep, that's right, the Balkans will always maintain rakia in one form or another. I mean, trust me, if you grew up there, you need something a little more stronger than apple juice to get through your childhood.
Tastes so good, make you want to slap your mama, don't it, Willie? Yeah, boy.
I believe it's time we admit something to ourselves, guys and gals. We don't drink alcohol because it tastes good, now do we? No. We drink alcohol because we have a bottomless pit of despair, self-loathing and bad decisions that we have to fill. Now that's the deal with normal alcohol, okay? With these two contenders, that pit is more like the Grand Canyon. Neither of them taste particularly good. I mean, heck, if tequila tasted so great on its own, then why the hell do I need to sniff up the salt and squeeze lemon in my eye? I might have the execution wrong, but you know what? My point stands. Both of the contenders taste absolutely atrocious. Luckily, years of expertly destroying my own liver has left me as the perfect person to pass this judgment, and I will grant this round to Rakia. Tequila has always given me a bit of a gag reflex when I drank it, whereas Rakia, while it gives you a little bit of a burn, goes down somewhat more smoothly.
Okay, we have to get this one. This is filtered through uncut volcano diamonds.
That's just a fancy way of saying strained through rocks.
Tequila usually has an alcohol content of around 32 to 60%. Now, there are distilleries that go higher than this, but as a rule, tequila is not meant to exceed the 60% mark. Meanwhile, Rakia is not really considered Rakia unless you can set it on fire.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
So yeah, I think this one's actually pretty clear cut, isn't it?
This lemonade stand was a really good idea. It's selling really well.
That's because it has my secret ingredient in it. Vodka.
So beyond the use of alcohol around the house, what do either of them really offer? Well, tequila can stimulate your appetite, assist in your digestion, lower your diabetes risk, and be used in plenty of cooking. Meanwhile, Rakia can be used as a substitute for rubbing alcohol, to assist you starting fires, gasoline, although I would not recommend using it for that unless you're in a pinch, and ironically to cure hangovers. Okay, while tequila makes a good account for itself, I think I'm gonna give this one to Rakia simply due to its more varied use due to its higher alcohol content. Plus, come on, the thing cures hangovers. How can I not go with it?
Beer.
How about you, hot stuff?
Water.
That's a good idea, honey. Ninja, you want some sake?
Whiskey.
Even though tequila probably has less variety than whiskey or vodka, it still trumps its competitor by an absolute massive margin. Sadly, there is no hope for the humble Rakia, as tequila simply has too many brands and variations to its name. It's alright though, as a Balkan person I'm not too hurt by this, as all it really means is that we have less versions of Rakia because it's harder to improve on perfection.
So cool, so cool, so cool. Ooh, so cool, so cool, so cool. Yeah.
Chances are, if you like to party, you often go out in groups. Now, whether you are always fully in control of your actions or not, probably at some point during the evening you will have a shot of tequila. On the other hand, Rakia definitely doesn't fail to make itself known either. I mean, if someone told me that their liquor of choice that they brought to a BIO party was a spirit that can be set on fire, be used as an anti-freezing agent and power my car, and then did a shot of the thing in front of me, I'd know not to mess with them. But what I'm actually getting at here is that tequila is a party usual, while Rakia is more of a statement or improvised explosive, depending on how you look at it. If you have a friend who drinks either of these two as if it was beer, then do him a favor. Go get your shotgun and put the poor bugger out of his misery, because he is obviously attempting suicide through liver failure. Otherwise, both contenders are primarily meant to be drank as shots. A tequila shot is meant to be drunk after licking some salt and biting into a piece of lemon immediately after the act. I've also seen versions where people substitute the salt for sugar or cinnamon, but let's stick to the basics for this video. A shot of Rakia is meant to be done straight, although I do know a few people who like to chase it down with some juice, as it apparently enhances the flavor. Yet, despite their very unique rituals when it comes to shots, only tequila is really found in cocktails and other drinks, which makes it our winner for this segment.
And that's the point. You'll have to choose.
Do I prefer to drink tequila or Rakia? Well, since you're basically asking me whether I want to drink something that might help me get rid of diabetes down the track, or what is basically battery acid, then as a Balkanese person, I'm gonna go with the battery acid. But in all honesty, I do like both. The simple fact is that Rakia tastes a little bit better going down, and I had better experiences with it. Well, with a score of 5-4, I declare tequila our winner. Honestly, this one was a lot closer than I thought, which is great as we all love a good underdog story. Well, make sure to leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. This is Peter, signing off.